Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode, another segment, another time. Well, on the blind spot with Randy. I know it's been a while. I'm no easy. Work one key person. Yeah, it's been a while. And how you all doing? How's everybody? How's the hustle? How's the please, right? No matter what you do, right? I know everybody works hard. You guys work hard. You do this. Please try and as you work hard, relax well, enjoy your money, drop your money, spend your money, not just the work, right? Because I know it's not easy, right? So yeah. Welcome to another time on the blind spot with Randy. Um, I there's been so many stories, so many videos, so many even some of my friends they send me some videos, right? They've been sending me videos about some setting comments, people, podcasts, blogs, and everything. So, but today I would only talk on two topics, right? So one is going to be um, the football declining, right, and the other one is going to be about foreign players or Nigerian players born abroad representing the country. Yeah, so those two, I'm going to really just take it, um, try and put everything in like in 5 or 6 minute video, or say maximum 7 minute video, right? Two, right? So so we've seen videos of the legend Ronaldo in Nazario de Lima, right? Saying football is boring. He can't even watch football for like 1 hour right now. He's gonna fall asleep, right? But then he can actually watch tennis for like hours. That's Ronaldo de Lima saying football is boring, right? We've also seen that Ronaldinho, right, saying the same thing that right now I mean, and to be honest, right, aside the fact that some of us think that they're trying to talk down on the Brazilian players. To be honest, I mean, for me, I don't think they're trying to talk down on Brazilian players or whatever. There's no two players. There is no two particular players anyway. There's no player that can play the exact same way as another player. Ronaldinho, Ronaldo de Lima, Rivaldo, Romario, Bebeto. No, there can never be any Brazilian player that can play like these guys, right? So I don't think they're trying to talk down on. I mean, I think it's just a general thing for them. They're just saying like the game is. And to be honest, oh no lie, football now, I think there's a decline in football. The quality of players, the handling of games. I mean, it's to be even me. ah, the way I used to, I mean, I'm a Man United fan, right? And I've been supporting Man United for like way before now, like long time ago, right? I mean, I don't even last season I can count how many times I watch United games. I tell you, I can count because I don't even bother. Maybe when I go bother, stress myself, waste my say make I even sacrifice my time. I won't come watch game. They can't play anyhow, or they can't lose. Also, they play now, right? Right. So I think the game generally it's been a decline. And the thing is that it's not even talk down on the players that are playing right now. I mean, they are doing what they know how to do. That's their best. They are putting in their ball. And I think the reason why we're saying there's a decline or why we don't enjoy football now or why or 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 why the game is boring right now, I think it's because we're trying to compare the games we watched, right? Back then to now. The players, the matches, Champions League. Compare Champions League those years. That time, back then, Champions League, where they always play Tuesday and Wednesday for nights. No. This I'm talking about, it's like 10, I think 10, 15 years ago. 10, 15 years ago, Champions League of that time. And then the players then, right? Me, I'm happy, right? Even if I stop to watch football today, I would watch basketball. I mean, I love basketball. I would watch, even if I start to watch football today, at least I'm happy. I watched Ronaldo de Lima. I watched Ronaldinho. I watched Zidane. I watched who else? Who else? These are top. These are like really top players. I think I even watched Messi now and Ronaldo. Now, 10 years from now, who's gonna be popping? I mean, these guys are trying. The guys playing right now, they doing that, like they're trying. But like I said, the reason why we say there's a decline and why football is burning is because we are trying to compare players 10 years ago, 15 years ago to the players we have now. Like I said, well, you can't have those players. You can't still have the same type of talent. You can't have them. You can't have it right now. You cannot. So, but I get it. It's boring. I think back then there used to be a lot of competition. There used to be a lot of players popping out. Like in one season, 10, 20 players doing in different leagues. Like in Spain alone, right? In Spain, you had Messi, you had Eto, you had Ronaldinho, and then for Barcelona, right? That's the year you also had Iniesta, you had Xavi in the same team, and then Real Madrid, you have Zidane, you have Ronaldo, you have Beckham, you have like you see how you have like 5 players, not then top players in one team. So you just back then used to have them like that. There's Real Madrid, there's Barcelona, also there's also teams in Spain, and then in Premiership, man, you have players that are popping. Chelsea have players that's popping. Liverpool as well. This as well. In Italy, Inter Milan, AC Milan. This one in everywhere in Germany. There's this that so many players. And the competition was really, 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 and it was good for the sport. But right now, it's different. It's different. It's different. I don't. In as much I don't want to say it's boring or but I think there's just a decline. That's just how I'm going to put it. There's just a decline. The way football was, the quality of players, how it's been handled, management, administration, everything. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. And I always say this: 10 years from now, what's going to happen? Are we going to have stars? Are we going to have those players that would make us sacrifice anything to go watch a game? Are we going to have those type of players? I don't know. That's by the way, right? And now the second issue is about Nigerian players born abroad, right? Live their life abroad and then representing Nigeria. We saw a clip of Mikel Obi saying, I get where Mikel Obi was coming from. I get it. I understand, right? It's just I don't think he's trying to bash, but he's just trying to say what it is. Like choose. Initially, you have to just make up your mind and choose one and pick one, but don't always make Nigeria a second option. Okay, I'm gonna make a case, right, for players born abroad. Me, I always say this. Me, there's nothing the NFF, there's nothing the Nigeria Football Federation, there's nothing the government has done. They have not done anything to make these players born abroad choose Nigeria as a first option. I'm going to break it down to like 3 or 4 points why we should call those players the slack, right? But I'm going to just, before I go there, I'm going to say, first, there's no, like I said again, the problem why those players will never choose Nigeria as the first option, why they will never just wake up from their sleep and say they want to represent Nigeria, is because there's nothing they see on ground that the NFF is doing that will make them say, okay, yes, I represent Nigeria. Is it welfare? Is it bonuses? Is it payment of salaries? Is it administration? Is it organization? Is it preparation? Is it what is there? There's nothing. So now and then, at the end of the day, when they retire, let's not even go to retirement. That means even too far. But one of them if they get injured now, if you don't finish. We all know how some players after the injury, they don't forget themselves. They don't even call them again. They don't even nobody they even check up on themselves. You don't go. So now this thing, now these boys go see, okay, they will wake up and say, okay, maybe they can represent Nigeria. I don't know. I don't understand. Right? I don't understand. The NFF, the number one problem, the NFF need to put their house in order. They need to arrange themselves and make these guys want to come. To make them want to come. Not just them waking up and say, okay, they want to play for Nigeria. There must be something there for them. There must be something there, right? That's number one. Number two, I said before a player, right, born abroad, right, even if his father is Nigerian, his mother is from or even if he's Nigerian, but he was born abroad, he schooled abroad, he played all his life abroad, he lived all his life abroad. You don't expect him to wake up one day and say, okay, because his dad is Nigeria, let him come represent Nigeria. He don't know anything. He don't understand. So it will be difficult for him to just say, okay, except someone is putting him through. And then again, this will bring me down to the parents, right? The parents. Before a player born abroad, grew up abroad, lived his life abroad, everything abroad, before that child will say, okay, I think I want to represent Nigeria, the parent must have inculcate the culture, right? You must inculcate that culture, the Nigerian culture. You make him like while he was growing up, like make him understand his root, make him understand where he's from, back home. As in you give him pictures, you give him ideas of what things are back home. Let him be familiar with exactly. Let him be familiar with things happening in Nigeria, right? And everything, the culture and everything. That way, he's connected to his roots, and that way he can wake up one day and say, okay, since at least I know this, my parents are from Nigeria, I'm connected to this, I have this. So I think I would one day I would like to play for Nigeria. I think that's on the side of the parents and how they grew up, how those kids grew up. That's it. That's the only way we can say okay. They can wake up one and say okay because they have this thing in their head. Their parents always tell them about Nigeria. Maybe they visited once or twice when they were young or whatever. Or, I mean, something like that, right? That way they can say okay. They wake up and say okay, they want to represent Nigeria, right? These are just the only things. And then they've been in the country, like I said, they grew up in the country, all their life in the country, live all their life in the country and everything. And then they see how the football is there. That country has really developed them as a player, taught them everything they know as a player. They play through all the whole academies in that country, grows to that place. And then you would expect them to just say, okay, they will just leave this country that also has like plans for them, even in the future, right? More opportunities, more everything for them. Even when they retire, even when they are injured, they're still going to look out for them. They're still going to do all these things for them. And you would want these players to leave all that and say he's going to choose Nigeria instead, right? Now, Mikel was that. The thing is that Mikel wants them to always put Nigeria. I mean, they would not do what everybody is doing. Of course, they would try to play for the country, right, in which they grew up in, which they were born in, which they live all their life. They would try to play. But then at the end of the day, if they see or if they know that they won't invite them or they would not make it to the national team. But at least they actually played for the youth team on the 17s and the 21 and the 20 and the 23, and then they rose through those platforms, and then they believe like they will get invited. But at the end of the day, they don't get invited and they see that they can't make it. Of course, they will want to look for how to get down and say, okay, let's see if Nigeria go call us now. Let's see, at least we get with the affiliated in Nigeria, then our papa in Nigeria. Let's see if they go. It's not a bad thing if they see Nigeria as a second choice. Do not judge them from that perspective. Do not judge them from that point and say, yeah, they see Nigeria as a second choice. I mean, everybody, we go do the same thing. Make we no even lie self. We go do the same thing. I go see where prospect. I go see where everything. I go see. I can't say no. Now, if I don't go try that one first, I still say no work. More contact. And at the end of the day, Nigeria will still accept it. Nigeria will still collect them. And I said one thing. I said, if a player is popping, if a player is in his prime, if he's doing well, and we see and we need him in the national team for that particular position, and we need him, let's forget anything that say after England don't call him, after this one don't call him, let's forget that one. Let's forget. We will still invite them. You know why you're going to invite them? Because you know that initially you don't even have plans for these players. You don't even have association that cater for these players. After they finish playing, after their career, you don't even have any of these things on ground. So why are you fighting for them to come play for Nigeria? Come play for some people don't come represent Nigeria one time. As they come play that once, they don't call them again. They don't finish. Because you know how we do with our selection. It's always like this man no man. And this boys don't know how to take now if you know person or you get person. Sometimes our team selection is like that. Our team list, and so they do one. I know this person. These boys don't know this thing. Some of them, if they come play one time for Nigeria, maybe they don't play well, or maybe something happened, or maybe I don't know. They don't finish. They go drop them. Not the contest when they can't get injuries. They go drop them. So what are we saying? So I think we should just cut the players some slack. I mean, like I said, you can't fault them like that, because before you fault anybody, repair your house, put things in place. And we always say the problem with our football, why players are not representing Nigeria, why players are not rushing to come and say, I will play for Nigeria initially. Why players are not saying, Nigeria, it is because of what they are seeing and what they have experienced. Do you know how many players? Go see some players. Some players, they've ended their career right now. If they tell you how they were treated, how Nigerians treated them, not Nigerians in general, the NFL, the football body in Nigeria, how they were treated and everything. If they tell you their story, if they tell you, I mean, we all know. Aside the fact that they owe or preparation or how they wash Jesse, na wash and rinse they take. Aside that one, so many things going on back there, right? So I mean, you would not just. I mean, like I said, I get where Mikel is coming from because you don't choose Nigeria as a second option. What has Nigeria done for them to choose Nigeria as a first option? It's close. Thank you guys. I will just end this day and yeah, yeah. Um thank you guys for everything. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the support, thank you for the comments and everything. I mean, like I said, any of my video, if you feel there's something I'm missing, if you feel there's always add your comment, add your comment. If something you need to talk about, just put it in the comment, put in the comment. Like I say, no go to see me for road, they come they tell me say I like what they do. You go watch video, no go comment, you no go like, you no go do anything, but you go come see you come there, I like you, put on there, right? Thank you guys. Thank you guys.